Gears of War 4, Mitch, you are our resident Gears of War spurt. Nope.
Don't know how I feel about that one.
Nah.
But I'll take it.
You love Gears of War, probably
really
more than everyone else in this office. You're a huge fan of the series.
Yes.
And we thought that maybe Gears 4, I thought Gears 4 would just be a teaser thing, like a cinematic teaser.
Yeah,
and that was
I
it.
called that, by the way. I just have to bring that up.
Did you?
I was like,
please do.
You guys were like, they're going to show the remake. There's no way they'll show Gears 4. I'm like, I think they're going to show something for Gears 4, like a teaser.
I figured we'd get a very short teaser.
You know?
We'd get a logo, best case. And in the end, that is almost what we got with Gears 4. The demo was very short, not terribly informative, but it did establish a couple of very important things.
Yeah.
In that it is focused on 2 players. It is back to the roots of its like dark horror style atmosphere.
Sorry, did they confirm that it's 2-player?
So that demo
because we saw
2
2-player and they played together, but does that mean?
So in any other Gears game, if there were 4
you split
people,
up sometimes 2 and 2 though in old Gears games.
That's
remember?
a good point. So yeah, maybe there are 2 other people.
So
I would imagine it's 2 players though, because wasn't Gears 1 the same thing? Like you would pick which AI to go with down a different path.
At different points. Which is
there
what
were
Destin's
4 of
saying.
you, but there was always 2 players.
Yeah.
So I mean, Phil talked about this last year, saying we're gonna get back to Gears roots. So maybe that's indicative of this as well. New monster doesn't look a lot like.
Let's back up for a second. I was very surprised. No Marcus. No.
Yeah.
No
he
Delta
has
Squad.
to be there.
We don't know who these characters are. We don't know when this takes place. We don't know where they are. It's like I don't think that's Sarah. I don't think Sarah has 2 moons, but I don't know the lore well enough. But I don't know anything about what this game is.
I wasn't impressed by the demo. I thought it was really way too dark. Like if you're gonna show off your game, show it off. Don't mask it behind darkness, And that was a little disappointing for me.
Yeah, again, this is one where I'm stoked for the game. I have full faith in Rod and the team at the Coalition, but I thought as a coming out party for Gears 4, this was not a great showing because I didn't have a problem so much with the darkness, but I guess my problem with the darkness is that like Gears 1 blows you away visually. Like, oh my God. And that's what we hope Gears 4 is going to do because it's Unreal Engine 4. That's going to do that all over again for this generation. But we saw some really cool, like, wind blowing the trees effects. But it was mostly just them running around. And then there wasn't an execution until the very end. And they showed one new monster. And I just thought it was kind of an underwhelming coming out party for
It wasn't
Gears.
really like your average vertical slice demo where it's here's the coolest part of the game that you get to see now. It was basically like, let's jump into mission number 2 after the first cutscene. And it's just like it's just a mission, it's a quick look at the game. It didn't have like a huge hook to it. It was just like here it is. And
the characters didn't have a lot of character, which was sad.
Well,
they were just kind of bland.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just because we don't know who they are. We don't know what they're doing. We don't know where they're going.
But even then, like I felt like the dialogue wasn't very engaging, right? You don't have to know anything about characters to find that their interaction is really interesting.
Sure, yeah.
Right? And I just felt like the whole time that it didn't tell anything about who they were, about anything about them, period, what they were doing. And it's just very generic.
Compare that reveal with the Mad World reveal for Gears 1. Like night and day.
Yeah, I do. Again, I have full faith in Gears of War 4. It was just, I wanted to be blown away more. And I wonder if, Mitch, you make a good point about the vertical slice thing versus real gameplay. Is this just a case where I'm complaining either way, where if it's the vertical slice thing that eventually gets downgraded and everybody gets mad, or they show a real thing and I'm like, oh, that wasn't that great? So am I just being a whiny gamer right now?
I think it's just because this demo was very teasery. You didn't get a lot of character interaction. You didn't learn a lot. You got to see it, but wasn't maybe necessarily the ideal setting to show it. So, like in terms of like the in-game setting, not E3. It just wasn't super informative. It was more just confirmation that it exists, and here's some new characters and a new monster, and let's talk later.
And a release date, holiday 2016.
And I would imagine we'll see more at Gamescom.
Gears 1 was the Mad World reveal. Gears 2 was like a red silhouette where you kind of got a taste of what you're going to expect from Gears 2,
Oh, it wasn't Gears 2 the one where they chainsaw dueled at the end?
Yeah, they chainsaw dueled, and they kind of gave you, like, let your imagination imagine what Gears 2 is. Oh, you can't just get chainsawed all the time, and it's really interesting. And this one, they just kind of showed you everything. There's nothing left to imagination, and yeah.
All right, so we're keeping a close eye on Gears 4, obviously, as time goes on.